Shane Warne, a legend of cricket and an Australian icon, has died from a suspected heart attack. Widely considered one of the greatest cricket players of all time, Warne was found unresponsive in his villa in Thailand, where he was holidaying. Despite the best efforts of medical staff, the 52-year-old could not be revived.
Warne made his Test debut in Australia in 1992 against India, beginning a legendary career. He set a world record for 708 Test wickets, which has only been broken by Sri Lanka's Muttiah Muralitharan. The news of Warne's death has shattered many in the cricket community, from his former teammates, legends of the sport, and fans as well.
Well, for more on this, Jared Coote joins us now in the studio. Jared, needless to say, it's a sad day for the entire sporting world with this news of Shane's passing.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely shocking for everyone, I think, to wake up to this morning. We only had some devastating news in the cricket community just yesterday, of course, with Rod Marsh, and now Shane Warne, one of the best cricketers of all time, and just an athlete who kind of transcended cricket. We know that he was such a legend of the sport, and the things that he did on the cricket pitch, absolutely unheard of. You know, he's named one of the 5 greatest cricketers of the 20th century by Wisden, and he just did things on the cricket field that no one had ever seen before. But then outside of that, he's just transcended that, and he's a global sporting icon. People in Australia, you know, absolutely love Shane Warne. You think of an Australian athlete and you think, okay, who's the most famous Australian athlete? And he's probably one of the first names that springs to your mind. Just absolutely incredible things on the field. 1,001 Test wickets across all formats, and yeah, he's in the ICC, so the International Cricket Council, the Australian Cricket, the Australian Sports Hall of Fame. Every single achievement you could pretty much think of in the sport of cricket and sport in general, Shane Warne had achieved. So yeah, very, very shocking to hear this morning, waking up to the news. It almost felt like a dream to think of hearing a bad dream, of course, a nightmare almost, Shane Warne being in this situation. So yeah, very, very tough to comprehend the news of Shane Warne. And yeah, it's something now I guess everyone's going to have to live with. Very, very incredibly sad news.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, Kath and I were just talking about how so many Australians actually grew up with Shane Warne. Even if you're not a cricket fan, you knew him as a personality. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, growing up, it was probably the highlight of my watching sports as a young bloke growing up, and probably one of the reasons he wanted to get into sport journalism, just watching Shane Warne bowl the ball. You know, I had the Shane Warne cricket set where you just practice to bowl like Shane Warne, and there was nothing more intriguing than watching Shane Warne bowl that cricket ball. Just watching the amount of spin that he got on the ball, you'd never seen it just do that, and every delivery that he bowled, it looked like something could happen, and you were glued to the edge of your seat just watching it. Sometimes, you know, particularly Test cricket, you'd think, okay, well, I can skip an hour here and go and get something to eat, go and do something else. But when Shane Warne was bowling, you didn't want to be anywhere else. You just,
you're on the edge of your seat. Yeah. It was interesting before, Jared, because you said, you know, he transcended cricket because he was known for his sporting prowess. But when you read some of the headlines that aren't about the sadness and the shock, it's about how he brought sexy back, how he was so charismatic on and off the field, and how he really brought this generation of sports people and fans with him to a new stage almost.
Yeah, that's right. He was almost a sporting rock star, if you want to put it that way. Just everything he did off the field, he was the champion on the field and almost a champion off it. Everything he did was heightened. He brought a real camaraderie in that Australian team, certainly quite wild at times off the field, and he did, you know, sometimes it was dividing some Australians off the field, but most of the time just absolutely adored his efforts. He really brought everyone together. That larrikin spirit that the Australians are known for, that's exactly what Shane Warne had. And yeah, just, you know, incredibly going to be missed for everything that he did off the field. Plenty of charity work as well, and he worked in many avenues of cricket outside of actually just playing the game. He obviously got into commentary, worked with a number of teams, coaching around the world as well, and still incredibly heavily involved in that scene. He had plenty more lined up to do this year as well, and we've heard him on our television screens commentating right across the past few summers as well. So yeah, it's hard to just describe what it would be like without him.